Hey guys, it's Kaylin at Elbin Mill Farm. I'm hoping today's video is going to go pretty quick. If you follow the farm page on Facebook, you know over the weekend we got a really bad storm. It completely demolished my greenhouse. It flooded my husband's garage. And so I've got a lot of cleanup to do today, but I have to get this project started. I need more succulents, and so I've got to get some rooted, and I thought I'd show you guys how to get them rooted. I have a couple friends who they love succulents too, but nobody likes to pay for them, and so they wanted to know how to get them rooted, and so I'm going to do this video, and you guys can know how to do it, and then my friends can stop hassling me trying to get me to start them succulents too. Some of the projects I've got coming up is my husband 3D printed me this really cute strawberry, and so I need a bunch of succulent tops, and I need some good sized ones to fill in them, and I'm going to do some small strawberries too, so I've got to get them going. Over the weekend, before the storm, I hit up Lowe's. Lowe's sells discounted plants a lot, and you can see how that one's dead on that side. They mark them down when they're getting close to where they can't sell them anymore, and a lot of times you can still save them. I doubt this guy will root. I'm going to try anyways, I always do because it doesn't hurt anything, but I know this guy will root, and actually once you see how many starts you can get off of one plant, you won't care to pay, especially because I paid 50 cents for those. So even if I screw it up and they completely die, it's not that big a deal. This is a pretty easy project. All you literally need is something that can hold some potting soil. And this is just, I think I grabbed, yeah, just Miracle Grow. You can use any kind of potting soil you want. I know a lot of people say you have to use the succulent and cactus soil. I don't. Sometimes I even use my own composted mix. Just whatever I've got. I didn't have anything right now, so I went and bought the big bag because I have a lot of things I need to repot and a lot of starts to get going. The other thing you need is clean scissors. You need to wash them with soap and water real good. You don't want any bacteria on them because you're going to cut these plants and then it's going to have basically an open wound, and you don't want it to rot or anything like that. So these have already been cleaned. Some people use rooting powder. I only use rooting powder for things with like woody stems or things that I really don't think are going to root very easily. Succulents root super easy. I mean, they actually root on their own in the container if you pay attention. So I'm not going to use this today, but some people do, and so I just wanted to throw that out there as an option. These I took off of another one of these that had 2 or 3 in it, and you can see that I've already taken them out, and these are just little containers. I save all my containers that anytime somebody gives me plants or I buy plants, I save them, so we have piles and piles of throwaway containers that I'm probably never going to throw away, and I use them to root just about anything. Okay, so this is the really easy way to do this. Okay, so you have your succulent, and normally there's 3 in a container for the most part. I think this one apparently only has 2. And the easiest thing to do is literally take your scissors and snip the base at the soil level. And now you've got this little succulent piece. And then I take and break off that piece right there. Now, this will root. And you literally just lay it on top of your soil just like that. This piece, now it's got this little open area, and actually this will root too. I will take this, and actually I'm going to take one more off for the way I want this to root for the strawberry. So now I've got what potentially could be 2 more plants, and then I'm just going to take this and stick it down in the dirt and then kind of pat it in. And this dirt is not moist, like it is just dry straight out of the bag. When you're first starting them, keep it dry. They don't rot as much. If you do it damp, you increase your chances of them rotting, and you need them to send out their roots before you start watering. So I literally just lay them on top like that. I'm going to go ahead and put all these nasty looking ones on here. And so each one of these is potentially another plant. And like I said, you can see the difference. The one gets kind of transparent when they start to get gross, but I am still going to put them on there because worst case scenario, they die and I throw them away. Best case scenario, they turn into another succulent. And like I said, I have a whole lot of projects coming up, so I need quite a few succulents. Okay, so same thing. And you can see this one's already missing some of its pieces that were on the bottom, and that's going to be a pretty good top for one of these strawberries. So I'm just going to root it whole. And again, just stick it down in there. Same thing, break off your edges to get yourself a nice little bit to start rooting, and stick it down in there. And actually, this guy looks like it's got another one down in here. And I won't throw these away. I will give these a little bit of time, and there is the potential that each of those cuttings will start to root. And so basically, they'll throw out more babies that I can cut off later and use them for more projects. So hold on to these, give them some time. If in a few weeks you don't see any roots going on, then by all means compost the mess that's inside of them, but give them a little bit of time to see what they're going to do. The other thing is I have this pot. It's full of succulents that a friend gave me. It started to outgrow the container, and they said, here, take this, make babies out of it, do what you want to do with it. And if you look, as those pieces fall off inside, you can kind of see when they get damaged, they'll knock off pretty easy. And if you look, they'll actually make their own babies in the pot. Like, you won't have to do it. And now that one is ready to be planted if I had a pot ready for it. And so what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to, same thing how I took the tops off those, I'm going to use these for strawberry tops too. So I'm going to cut down here long enough to give myself a stem. And I'm going to add these babies to this one. And I'm going to keep my types separated. I don't actually know what variety these are. Like I said, people just give me succulents, or I just buy the cheap ones at Lowe's. But they're pretty easy usually to identify if you get online and look at the pictures. And again, I'm just going to shove this one down in the dirt. And I'm cutting the tops off of all of these because I actually intend to make a whole bunch of strawberries. So I need a whole bunch of strawberry tops. Okay, and you see how wet that is? Okay, so that is the open wound, and that is where your roots are going to come out of. And that's why you want to stick it in here dry. You want to give it time to root without rotting. I'm actually going to cut this guy all the way off to show you. Can you see the roots starting to come out? I mean, these things really root very easy and all on their own. And actually what I'm going to do with this guy is I'm still going to break off the pieces to give myself the strawberry top I need. And I'm going to cut that off and get that stuck in. Then I'm going to break off all of these babies and just scatter them on the soil. And I'll spread these out a little neater. And then I'm going to take this and same thing, just lay it down in there and let it do its thing, and maybe I'll get some extras out of that. But like down inside here, there are a whole bunch that have fallen off a while back and have already thrown out babies. And I mean, it's really easy. You literally just cut your piece off, break them off, and lay them in the thing, and next thing you know, you'll have a whole bunch of succulents. Okay, so I have my other tray from, it's been a while since I started this tray. And you can see, oh shoot, it's kind of a mess. And you can also see that some of them are dead. And that's fine. Like I said, when you're paying next to nothing for them, if they die, it's not that big a deal. And all you do is take out the dead ones as you see that they're actually dead. This one still has a little bit of life to it, so I will actually leave that a little bit longer. I never like to waste them, but once they're really starting to rot, I just pull those pieces out and put them in the compost pile. And you can see all these did was I literally laid them on top. I didn't stick them down in the dirt. Well, I stuck this one down in the dirt, and you can see that it's made its roots and it's ready for me to plant it if I want. I'm probably going to break some more of these off and then reroot it and try to get a bigger plant going out of it. But you can see, let's see, this is one of my Thanksgiving cactuses. You can see it's already put down roots, so it's almost ready to go into a pot. And don't actually know what this thing is, but it's got some roots going, so it's ready. But I mean, you can just go through, pull out the dead stuff, and leave the rest till it gets done. And these, see how it's starting to get long? This is because this tray actually needs more sun, and so I'm going to move them to a sunny window here very shortly. But I mean, really, it's very pretty easy, and people, you can actually just go take cuttings off of your friends. Like if you have friends that have them, if they don't care to break you off a piece, you can actually find them on the floor in Lowe's sometimes. They don't really pick them up if they get broken off. Like if somebody brushes up against it and knocks a piece off, it just lays there on the floor. My husband likes to tell me that he considers that stealing when I pick them up off the floor, but my thought is I'm always buying plants anyways, and it's not like I broke it off. I mean, I literally picked up something that they were going to sweep into the trash, and I saved it. I don't know how you feel about that, but it is a possibility to find them that way. But like I said, it's really easy. You can use just about any kind of container. I've used Pyrex bowls to put the dirt in. These are the trays that I buy to start my seeds in the summer. And so I reuse these until they start to fall apart. And it lets me spread them out. And normally I can give them a little more space so that they have more airflow and everything. This one I kind of piled up because I needed to get going quickly. But I mean, it's super easy. I mean, you saw how many I fit in that tray, and each one will become its own plant, and I can put them in a cute little container and have a small succulent army. So if this is something that sounds like fun to you, head to Lowe's, see if they've got some discount plants. Oh, you can actually even buy succulents on Amazon, and they actually have, I'm gonna call them scratch and dent. I think they're called B grade, and they're at a discounted price. I'm probably gonna order some of those in a few weeks and see how they actually come out. I have not ordered them yet, but it is ones that are not perfect, and I guess they can't sell them at full price. But I am going to order them, see how those go. But it is an option. You can get them, you know, on Amazon too if you want. And you can get them a good one fairly cheap if you don't even want to buy the discounted ones. I think Walmart has them 5 for $10 right now. And each one, I mean, you saw how many I could break off of one little plant. So you could potentially get a whole bunch just from a few little plants. So go get you some succulents. Get them broken up, put on some dirt, and make you a small succulent army and take over your house with plants, just like I did mine. Thanks, guys. Bye.